Hello, welcome back to session. What is it? Oh, hang on, what session are we? 60. Oh my god, I haven't even changed it on the thing. I just completely blanked that. Welcome back to session 60, everyone. Of our Pathfinder Second Edition campaign. How's everyone doing?
Good, thank you.
Yeah, not bad.
Good.
Ready
All
to go.
good. Right. Well, if everyone is ready to go, we'll just get straight into it, shall we?
Let's.
In that case, last we left our heroes. The party had returned to Port Edron for some R&R, spending their hard-earned millions on planning to build a grand city further along the coast, which I haven't even come up with a name for it yet. Just trying to think about that. Anyway,
Hanktopia.
okay, we'll get to that. All right. As well as you were deciding what is next on your plate, what sort of things you want to do next. After you spoke with Don Iden and Merchant Prince Axos Kutaban about the merchant company's next move, you were ambushed by a number of Rodran assassins aiming to steal Hanira's Hexweave. Fighting them all off handily, you retreated to your ship with a couple of captives, who told the party that Hanira had been poisoned by an extract of silent root. Explained by Vance to be a long-extinct plant, which must have been kept by the Kayadar. Her plan, obvious, to force you all to visit her in order to administer the antidote, in which she would then be able to take the Hexweave, I guess, from Hanira. However, you instead decided to contact Cadell in Lunarion, the seat of the archives of the Savas. Hoping that he might be able to help, he said that he would search the archives for anything that could keep Hanira alive, while you would then travel across the sea to get to him. So that being said, you are still in Port Edron for the time being, so you can do whatever you like. But yeah, we left off just on the ship there, didn't we?
We did.
Right. So yeah, Hanira, looking down at the wound, you see that it's kind of got an almost purplish tint to it. The venom slowly getting sucked into your veins.
Does it look kind of hardcore?
It does look hardcore. And it's sort of almost numb. It doesn't quite feel like anything. Almost like the wound itself, all the nerves feel like they've died. It's just numb.
Okay.
Vance says, so what's the plan? I don't know what Cadell will be able to do.
I am gonna buy a scroll of teleport too, so we can get back, and then we're gonna go and try and get me all the things sorted.
Where are we using this teleporter to?
Lenora, that's where he is, isn't it?
Lunarion, which is just outside Lenora.
Okay.
He might. He won't be able to do it immediately when we get there. He's said he's had to gather some things up.
Yeah, he said also that he kind of needed to look in the archives as well and see what information they had on it as well. But yeah, it'll probably be a few days at least for him to do that.
Perhaps you get 2 scrolls and then you can come back here after.
Yep, I am gonna get 2 scrolls. Although I have a feeling
there is not someone in Port Edron who sells level 6 spells.
No, I'm not gonna do that then.
Well, where would the nearest one be? What
That'd
about
be
Kelris?
Lenora.
Oh, it would be Lenora. What if we
No,
invested
Kelris would as well. Yeah, Kelris would.
What if we invested loads of money in Port Tavron?
You'd have to basically it would take time.
I do
No
have a feeling that Hanera might be on the brink of being able to learn the spell.
It's an uncommon spell, so I might not be on the brink.
I like
depending on how nice the
Yeah, you're gonna have to,
being
you get-
doing.
Hmm.
you're gonna have to find someone to teach you it probably.
Well, add that. So can I not be able to learn it through being a sorcerer? I'll have
If
to
it's
have it-
if it's uncommon, then no. We can like work something out
Okay.
for you to get it, but it will probably be a little bit longer.
Okay.
You also, if I remember correctly, you also told Merchant Prince Axos Kutaban that he could use your ship as well. Or you said you'd think about it, right? But I think you said that you wanted to do that.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
We've not told anyone. I mean,
Yeah,
maybe
you're not told him yet. Yeah. That's
But-
I
fine.
think we were going to get
We
something a bit speedier.
Yeah, maybe we could get that first. But like, I want to make sure Panera's feels like we have a plan for that first. That feels like the most important, urgent bit, right?
I thought the plan was to set sail for Lenora.
Well, to go to Cicodel and to carry on with the other activities.
I thought that's what the plan was, yeah.
Well,
So,
from my understanding, this money, it changes things, no? We can still ferment a rebellion in against House Ignis, if that is your concern.
I'm more just saying I thought that's what we agreed to before.
well, we're going to need to make our way there anyway, right?
Yeah.
If I am perfectly honest, my personal interest is trying to develop this city and convince the merchants to take root in that place. But I will do whatever else I can to help and go where I need to help out with your problems.
Well, I mean, while we're in Lenora, I was thinking of maybe speaking to Lorandon, seeing if we can maybe work something out with him. Quite like to get some. Quite like to get a workshop set up in whatever we name our city.
Yes.
Yeah, whatever we name our city.
We had a whole conversation somewhere about it. I can't remember what it was. Okay, well, it'll take how many days does it take to get there?
I think it's probably about 5 days, isn't it? Something like that.
Just one photo on this business with the wood elves. My worry is that if we do not deal with the problem soon, it will become more problematic. If we are trying to set up a city along the northern coast, I expect it will be very tricky if we do not get the wood elves on side. Now, I do not know what the answer is, to be perfectly honest, given Henera and we are not willing to give off the hexweave, but I think we do need to pay attention to that problem.
That depends.
Yeah.
I think the only other option we have is to, prove to everyone that the war with the Rodrons isn't in anyone's best interest and it's built off of lies.
That's
Because-
fine. Sorry, please.
The only reason they want the Hexweave is to win the war. So, if there's no war, they don't need the Hexweave.
Once we've got this, this city set up, our any information we bring to the table is going to have a bit more sway, which is the way
Correct,
of the world,
but
right?
the city will not be set up because it will be raided every day, no?
I don't think the Rodrons are coming out of their little hidey hole that often, right?
Yeah, that's quite. There's not actually any like big groups of Rodrons in this area, in this peninsula here, because they're pretty much all in the contested zone.
Okay.
Is where they mostly do like their guerrilla warfare stuff.
Okay.
But they can send small groups to sabotage things. Like they could absolutely still do stuff if they wanted to. But they wouldn't be like taking over the city.
Okay.
It's not like we've got much to take over at the moment. Like, I think we're still in the starting the foundations of things, right?
Yeah, like it's still all being designed and like the legal stuff being worked out at the moment. Like you've paid the necessary people to get it started, but it probably will be like at least a month before they even start like planning foundations and stuff.
Okay.
So we have plenty of time to figure out a plan to get the Rodrins on side that doesn't wind up fucking Hanera over.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be nice if we could get a good relationship with them.
It would be
Obviously,
wonderful.
They're making it pretty fucking hard. But yeah, I think we might be able to have a bit more sway on that side of the war now that we're potentially going to have a bit more influence. We can just bring someone a bit more concrete. Then I might be Gucci.
Maybe when we have the money coming in, we can look into hiring a mercenary force to work as a guard force for the town.
Oh,
At least
we'll need protection. Any town
yeah,
does.
at least until it starts building up and we can work on a proper, legitimate guard force that isn't just sellswords who can probably be convinced with larger sums of money.
Vance says, well, the Kaidar is crazy. Going back to your point, it is hard to convince her of anything. You'd be crazy too if you'd been in that tree for 15,000 years.
You mean crazy? So what you're saying is you're crazy as well because you've been stuck in a sword. Or is that what where you've been stuck in? You've been stuck in a sword. You've been stuck somewhere else, right?
I was in the sword for only 3,000 years.
I mean, I still think you're a little bit nuts.
He
After
nods.
all of that.
He says, yes, and I'm all the more crazy for having to be here with you lot.
I think we're lovely. I think we're good for you, Vance.
Yes, perhaps. That being said, I do worry about the Kaido. It might be worth giving her a visit at some point.
Well, maybe we should get healed and then go see the Kaeda. She will assume the Tenira is not, and it puts us in a better position.
I would rather we wait until we have some things we can use to prevent, like, leverage, to prevent her from just charging in and stabbing Hanera in the chest and carving the whole thing out. Because, you know, we would be going into enemy territory. And don't get me wrong, we're fucking cool. We fought some pretty bad stuff so far. I do not trust us to be able to fight back that many Rodrins, or at least defend Hanera from that many Rodrins, including an immortal elf. We would need something that we could use as leverage, like keeping something hostage or something. Like, we know the location of this, or we have this very important artifact you're after. You don't do what we say, we're gonna crush it. That kind of thing.
Got anything in mind?
I don't know enough about Rodran society. Hanera might.
I maybe don't know that much about Rodron Society. But I could. What questions do you have?
If they have, I don't know, like if they're looking for anything interesting, or if there's special objects they hold in reverence.
I mean, there's that.
Hex
There's
weave?
that hex weave. Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's the obvious one, but I feel like it would. They would call our bluff quite easily if we say, "Hey, yeah, no, we have Hanera. You don't do what we say. We're gonna destroy the hex weave in Hanera's chest." I think they
Yeah.
kind of know we won't do that. We could find another hex weave, though.
You
Vance says, unfortunately, I think it's the nature of Hanera's one which the Kaidar wishes.
Plus,
Yeah.
a bit easier said than done, right? Like, oh, just find another hex weave. So go down to the shops.
Well, we
Have a
found
look
this
around.
one
It
pretty
was
easily.
easy. I'm just putting it out there. You know, it's a possibility among thousands of other possibilities.
The only thing Vance says, he says, the only thing I can think of is that if you found a cure for her curse,
What kind of curse is it?
she's cursed to never leave Sethel. She cannot leave if she wishes.
It's a magical curse, right? Or,
Yes.
Is there any other kind?
well, I hate to say it. I think our best bet with that would either be the evil mages in Lunarian. Is it Lunarian? I forgot the name already.
In where? Imiana?
Imyana. Or no, like the big thing that Silver Shadow wanted to take down or take charge of. Like those guys,
The
the
priests.
side-
The priests.
yeah,
Yeah.
the like would
There's
either be the priest,
Shiana.
Silver Shadow, or the Azira. The Azira have been around for a very long time, and they're not restricted like the Sidon are when it comes to magic. They might have some knowledge on something we can use.
well, we could. Kind of just like twiddles his coin around his fingers as he kind of contemplates it.
So, what's next on the plan then? I'm just trying to think. What day is it? It's the 12th. So it's probably like 3 or 4 p.m. at the moment, I'd say. Oh no, it's 6 on the clock.
Well, I
So-
might pop out in the evening to go and do all my business with getting the shares.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay, that's cool. All right then. In that case, at some point you
People are welcome
wrap
to
up
come
your
with
business.
if they don't want it.
Okay then, Cascus. Yeah, you end up leaving the ship at some point during the evening, and head up towards your brother's, Arex's, his little casino that he has on the harbour side. You go in there. It seems not so busy. Maybe 2 or 3 tables with a couple of people sat there, just with a couple of drinks in their hand. playing moderately sized hands, not the lavish, extravagant sized gamblings that you saw before.
Mm.
And you see your brother just sat at the sort of near the bartender, just sort of like looking at what seems to be like a few pieces of paper, just sort of like clutching his head a bit.
I go over and maybe like knock the stool he's on, like with my foot or something. Not like knock it over, but just like jolt.
He turns over and looks at you, and immediately looks back down to his papers and says, "I thought you would never be coming back."
Nor did I. Not particularly after how we left things.
Sure.
Well, I saw dearest father briefly.
He looks up and says, "Where have you been?"
Well, you knew I was head off to Adana. I went to a few places for the good of our family business.
Cascus. He like looks at you and turns around in his chair. There's never been a moment you've cared about this family.
You have a funny way of showing that you care about things. Beating your siblings up and being fairly ruthless is no way to engender love.
Love isn't what makes this family tick, Cascus. You have to understand that our father bled for this company. He sacrificed a lot.
I do not disagree with that at all. Father has sacrificed a lot.
And all you had to do was play by the rules.
Well, if I play by the rules, then I would be permanently in the gutter. And I'm sure you would have loved that. But, I'm not going to let that happen.
Take a look at this. He pushes the papers towards you. It's like a balance sheet, just with lots of red on it.
You're doing a fabulous job with the charter, I see.
Yes, we didn't quite expect the war to break out. Most of our shares are in the banking guild.
Well,
I'd have to shut down.
That was a silly move. Have you asked for a loan?
We're the only other bank in the whole of the Adno Merchant Company.
No. From Orthid. There are plenty of other charters, brother.
You know what a father's like. He'll never ask for help from anyone else.
Well, are you not in charge of this making decisions here? Father cannot be everywhere at once.
What are you What are you here for?
Well,
You're here to rub something in.
how much are we in the red, brother?
Why does it matter? Not like you'll ever be able to pay for it.
Well, let's say I could. How much?
Make a diplomacy check.
Cool. I might as well just add my. I don't think I'll put a legend point, and I got 2.
I got.
Diplomacy. Legend point. So, yeah.
So that's 30.
Yeah.
He laughs and says, "If you really must know, 4 million."
And how much to redistribute our assets to other less occupied holdings?
Well, we just need to get the payroll up and going, so we can pay all our staff. And
Well,
father's gone to the Gold Bank of Imiana to ask for a loan, and don't let anyone know.
Interesting. Well, he if I've heard correct, he should probably be trying to leave. I'm sure you've already heard reports.
Reports of what?
Oh, there's much movement on the seas at the moment, brother. I thought somebody with your access would have already heard, or is your little brother Kaskis, who means very nothing. Is he winning?
Your brother just like glares at you with the most horrific daggers that one could stare at you. You see just in that moment these sort of dark bags under his eyes, like a few nights of sleeplessness, kind of a 5 o'clock shadow on his face. His sleeves rolled up and he just looks broken.
You look tired, brother. What would you like to? How do I say? How would you like to let it all go?
What do you mean?
Well, I've come into a bit of money.
How much money?
Enough to solve our problems.
He raises an eyebrow. He then leans forward and sort of like goes up to your ear and whispers and says, "There is no amount of money in the entire universe that will ever make me desire to work with you."
I thought that was probably going to be the case. Well, money talks in these parts, so I will be seeing you soon, no doubt, if that is the case. Have fun with your balance sheet. It's not a good color.
Fuck you, Cascas.
Well, fuck you too, brother.
Do you leave?
I kind of start leaving, yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
A few people kind of like look up at you as you walk past, and then go back to their game.
Okay, so I'm not quite sure how to do the next step here, but basically, I want to try and like buy off the payroll.
You can make a deal with the board of directors.
Yeah, that's what I want to do.
Okay, so maybe let's say you can send off a letter and you can probably organize.
Yeah, let's start that process then. Yeah, I will kind of like.
So maybe when you're next back in Port Edrin, you can have that meeting.
Fine.
Unless you want to, it depends how long you want to wait, because like it'll take maybe a bit of time to go like from the outside as an outside investor.
Yeah, I mean, like that's fine. If it makes sense to come back in a couple of weeks or however to kind of do that, that's fine.
Yeah, there'll be time to come back in Port Edrin.
I would also, when that's happening, like to send a letter to Snag and Snot, and then what's her face?
Donya Sistine.
That's the one in Kelrius, and like implore them to leave Kelrius and to head to Port Edrin.
Okay.
So I'll send that letter as well.
Cool. Yeah, you send that off. That'll be probably like a gold piece per letter.
Okay, cool. I will deduct those. Gold deducted. Okay, so I've done that.
It's basically you just give it to like a sailor who's heading off to Kelris just to.
Yeah. And then I'd also like to do spend a little bit of, I don't know if there's another letter or what, but I think it's probably a downtime action at some point just before we leave to like get a better sense of the various different merchant groups within the city.
Oh sure, yeah, I can send you a more in-depth
Yeah,
sort of thing between sessions. Then.
That'd be helpful because I'd like to try and influence them to kind of take advantage of our city basically as a point along the trade road and
cool.
And all that shit.
Cool, awesome. Yeah. There's what downtime actions could that be part of? There's like we can have a think, talk about that. Sure. Cool. Okay. What's everyone else doing?
Casper will be shopping around for some supplies to do some crafting en route.
Cool.
I'm just.
Do you know what
posting
you
in the
need?
Chat. So that is 2745 gold worth total.
Joanne suggests make the pink bank of Proverb to write
Yeah,
more.
I saw that.
I think that's something Squiz to do.
Great idea.
It's like,
Can
I
you
will
get-
give you 1,000,000 gold. And what I ask is you change the name to pink. That's it.
What level are all these things?
They are, I believe, all 10 and under. So it's just the materials to make them, not the
That's cool.
items themselves. Idea being he'll craft them onto runestone.
Oh, the material. Oh, yeah, the materials to make them. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. So you spend the rest of the day just sort of speaking to a number of the various artisans at the docks who can get you in contact with raw materials.
Am I able to just sort of stock up on generic raw materials for runes, or is that do I have to get specific things for those runes?
I could say, like, if you wanted to. Yeah, I'd say you could if you wanted to spend 10 grand on like 10 grand's worth of rune crafting materials.
That was the figure I had in mind.
Okay, there you go.
Got gold
If
to
you wanna do
spend,
that,
might
that's
as
fine.
well just have it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, you just have to keep note of like those specific things, and then obviously when you spend
Yeah.
X amount of money on making runes, that just comes out of that.
Cool.
Cool. Heading? What do you want to do? Do you have anything in mind?
Oh, I remember what I wanted to do. I wanted to try and find Cookie.
Yeah.
I'll go with
Oh,
you
sorry.
because I don't have anything big to do either.
Sorry, one sec. Does that just apply to the runes or to items as well?
If you want to buy just generic crafting materials, I'll allow you to spend X amount of money on whatever.
Cool. Thank you very much.
All right. So in that case, Hanera and Henning, can you make me diplomacy checks just as you're going around asking like guards and
Yeah.
trying to find various leads to where Cookie might be. All right, Henning, you speak to a guard out on the main dock front, who tells you that he. Oh well, I did actually hear of an ogre being kept at the Red Fort. Yeah, I think they're planning on executing him in. Wait, what day is it? Actually, it's Sunday today, isn't it?
Sunday, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. They're planning on executing him tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning.
I thought you were about to go.
what did
Yesterday.
sorry. What's he being executed for? Do you know?
Murder.
Oh,
What
right.
kind of murder?
Recent murder or like an old case?
Well, they found. Well, from what I heard, and don't get me wrong, I could be wrong. I'm often wrong. But I heard that he had a couple of barrels with him that were full of dead bodies, parts in them. He was sort of making a stew out of one of them. Anyway, yeah, like it's not very good, is it?
No, I suppose not. No. So you say he's at the Red Keep?
Yeah, he's in the fort. Yeah, in the dungeon.
I see.
They had to make
Okay.
They had to make a cage big enough for him because the usual cages are too small.
No, I imagine so. Well, thank you for your help.
No, it's all
Um,
right. It's all right. Yeah, I hope you can. I hope you don't get him out because I'm kind of scared of him.
Well, I guess that's something for us to discuss.
But I do hope that I don't know that you aren't successful.
No, thank you.
I wish you the worst, shitbag.
What do you think? Should we actually try and help him, or an error?
Well, I no. I
Oh,
don't
but
know.
Well, he was a crewmate.
Yeah, and if the thing is, right, if we rescue him, unless we put him through some like intense recovery program, he's going to continue to cannibalize people.
But maybe that's what he needs. Maybe we
Yeah.
but we can fix him.
Okay, if you can find an intense anti-cannibalism program within the area in the next 5 hours, then we can go and rescue him. But otherwise,
Vance says, to be fair, he is an ogre. It's not quite cannibalism, is it?
Why do you find
Well,
his people?
exactly. It's not
Why do
this
you
is
help-
very true.
Why do you help him find his people?
I'd eat a person. Just putting that out there.
Okay. Well, good thing you don't actually need to eat. You
Yeah.
don't need to eat, do you?
I sort of exist on life essence and stuff, but it's cool.
Wait,
So
whose
does-
life essence?
Yours, but
Well,
well, not so much anymore. I'm a bit hungry actually.
So
Oh.
So when actually Henning,
what type
well, I
of
suppose Henning.
person are you, Vance?
I'm not
Oh,
there.
it was just yeah. I thought it was.
What kind of person?
Yeah.
I'm a
Good.
immortal elf without a body, so I'm more like an immortal ghost.
Okay.
He's in the
so
sword,
if-
remember? Let's wave
Yeah,
the
yeah.
sword around. He's in here.
So if Henning ate some immortal elf, would you be a cannibal?
No, because my current life essence is coming from the sword, and that's the essence of the people Henning is killing.
Oh.
Yeah, that Rodran that Henning killed earlier today.
Okay. I would like
cool.
to go and do some research to see if there are any ogre settlements nearby.
Yeah.
I would like to find any potential rehabilitation programs for those who eat humans.
Okay. Make society checks, by the way.
Okay, goodness.
All right, Henry, you're asking whether there were ogre settlements nearby.
hmm
There are none. Ogres aren't native to this continent. Whatever ogres are native to this continent have either long been made extinct or are very well hidden deep in the mountains.
Why did the banking guild have an ogre?
They clearly brought him over from some point. Ogres
Okay.
are often used like in labor and slavery and a number of things. So he just might have just been press ganged onto a ship and then just stayed there.
Yeah, okay.
As for you, Henning, your question was: are there any cannibalism rehabilitation centers in Port Edgerton
Or nearby.
or nearby? You're not quite sure about the Elven lands, but there doesn't seem to be any cannibalism recovery centers in Port Edgerton, I'm afraid.
I just feel bad for him. Like we brought him here. It's kind of our fault he's been arrested.
Yeah, I know.
He may well be the only ogre in Port Edgerton.
He might be
No.
the only ogre in Port Edgerton. He's going to be executed. And it's all our fault. Doesn't that play on your heartstrings a little? No?
No, it does a bit.
I think we should at least try and negotiate his release.
Oh, by the way, what the guard says across the street from you.
Yes?
He does have a bail if you want to bail him out. I don't know
How
why I'm telling you
much-
this because I don't want you to bail him out, but I just
Look-
thought it would be. I have to be honest and just
Do you,
sort of.
do you know how much the bail is?
Oh, it's only like 10 gold pieces or something.
Oh, well, let's go bail him out.
Yes. Yes, true. Guards actually can't lie to you.
I'm
They,
going to go.
if you
and
ask
illegal.
them, if they're a guard, they have to tell you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I'm going to go and bail Cookie out. Even though it's very weird that he's being executed and he still has bail. It's
Yeah.
a very strange legal
Yeah,
system,
sure.
but okay.
Yeah.
Well, he's just meant to turn himself in the morning for execution.
Yeah, if you bail him out, you'll be putting your honor on that he will serve his sentence.
Ooh. He probably won't, will he? He'll probably try and run off. That could get us all in trouble.
Could actually hire him a lawyer. I doubt we had one.
Oh my
I was
God,
going
why
to say,
are-
yeah, actually, yeah. Can we appeal his sentence?
God.
Yeah, I mean, he probably doesn't have a lawyer, but you could get a lawyer for him.
We can be his lawyer. Let's go do that. Let's go appeal his sentence.
Arc 2.
Dun,
This
dun.
is it.
It's like the
A
Law and
lawyer.
Order theme tune in the background.
Dun-dun.
Okay.
So you're gonna go to the
go
fort. You're gonna go to the fort.
Yeah, I'd like to go to the fort and appeal his sentence on the grounds of a mistrial because he had no representation.
Miscarriage of justice.
Yeah, miscarriage of justice.
Something about being mentally incompetent.
I declare mistrial. It's like you can't declare
Mistrial?
mistrial just by saying it.
Who is this Miss
all right.
Trial I keep hearing about? She's the talk of the
Yeah,
town.
You go up to the fort. The towering walls are stained with blood from the executed prisoners that line the galleys just outside the top of the gate. They're sort of half-starved corpses, dangling there. You see a couple of guards who walk up to you and ask what the hell you're doing, entering Axel Scooterbarn's domain.
Ah, hello there, sir. My name is Henning, part of the Adventuring Guild. You've probably heard of me.
Oh
by
yeah, you
now.
were here actually earlier today, weren't you?
Yes, yes.
Okay, yeah,
We were
well,
here
yeah.
earlier. I believe you have a
what do you
prisoner
need?
that I think there has been a grave miscarriage of justice in.
Oh,
And I would like to appeal his sentence, please.
who?
Cookie the Ogre.
Cookie the... Oh, the ogre.
Yes.
Well,
I imagine you probably only got the one.
Yes, but
Yeah. I'd like to
wait,
appeal
hang
his
on.
sentence.
You want to appeal?
I want to appeal his sentence. I'd like a retrial.
Are you acting as his lawyer?
We'll say yes for now, but I might go and search for another lawyer. An actual lawyer.
Well, if you're his lawyer, then you have to go. Yeah, he has a right to see a lawyer. So
I'm his.
if you want to go see
yeah.
him,
For now, I am his lawyer. Yes, I would like to go and see him.
right, okay. Are you his other lawyer? You like to see him?
Yeah, okay.
All right, just down in the dungeons. Yeah, a third on the left.
Just while we're walking down, how well do you actually know the legal system around here? Because I don't know anything.
I don't. Well, I don't need a legal system because I just say I'm important and they don't.
Okay, so you know.
You
nothing
know
about
who
me.
I am.
I
Do you
know-
know who
That
my
was what my
mother
plan
is?
was going to be.
Well, I hope the law here is similar to Port Dalrog. Because if it's not, then it was stuffed.
You go down like a very dank set of steps into the basement of the fort. Rats scurrying around. A number of you hear like drips of water, and the sort of moans of various people in cages as you walk past them. At the far end, there's a open space where a large steel cage has been constructed with a very sad-looking ogre, sort of just hunched over, just sort of playing with like a little wooden toy he's made
Aw.
for himself.
Bless him.
Cookie,
Huh?
it's us. Cookie, it's us
Oh,
from the ship.
Henberg,
No, Henning.
Henning.
Henning, not Henberg.
Oh, all right. What are you doing here?
We're here to appeal your sentence and get you free, my friend.
Are you here to bring me back on your ship?
That's maybe, but first let's get you out of this, shall we?
Oh, you got a key.
No, we're going to appeal your sentence, i.e., we're going to go to trial.
Oh,
Did you have a trial?
What's a trial?
Ah, well, there you go. Turn to hero. There you go.
No,
The fir-
yeah, I
that's
know
the
what a
first-
trial is.
The first thing they did wrong, they didn't give him a fair trial.
Yeah, what's a trial?
It's when people argue for a bit and then they decide if somebody actually did something or not.
Okay.
So, we're gonna get you out, Cookie. I promise.
I thought you were heading.
No, no, I'm talking to you. I'm saying Cookie. Oh, we're gonna get you out of there, okay? We're
Okay.
gonna go talk to the guards. We're gonna
Please.
get you a trial, a proper trial this time.
Yeah, could you get me a bigger cage as well? Because it's quite narrow.
Yes, we'll talk about that. You've been mistreated in there, haven't you? They've hit you, haven't they, Cookie?
They did when they arrested me. Yeah, quite a few times.
Well, there you go. That's guard brutality.
Oh my god.
Is that a thing?
Maybe.
One of the guards comes down and says, "What's going on here, then?"
Sir, I demand a retrial.
I'm not the judge. What are you talking about? I'm just a guard.
Well, can you get the person I need to say that to?
Yeah, that's the second on the left, so just up the stairs.
Okay. I'll go and see.
All right,
that
so
person.
you go up into the main entrance of the fort, into the grand lobby, where a number of bureaucrats just are sort of doing their business. The courthouse, you sort of see like a small little room basically where there's like a long line of people who just go in. There's just a judge at the at a big table. And he smacks down a gavel and says "guilty" and moves to the next one. Guilty.
Oh no.
This is gonna go well.
Excuse me. I would like to request a retrial.
Who are you? This like
my name
old
is-
judge.
My name is Henning. I'm part of the Adventuring Guild. You probably know who I am.
Are you on trial?
No.
Right. So
I-
you need to go. You need to wait. You have to go wait in that other line, which is the appeals line.
Oh, fine.
And then after I'm done with all these people, then I'll get to you.
Fine, I'll go wait in the appeals line then. Just go join the queue.
Just joins. You just join the queue, and all right. So 4 hours pass.
Oh no.
Alright, fair.
It's only
It's
comes
now-
an hour before he
it's
gets
now-
executed.
It's now 10 p.m.
Alright, he's gonna get to the front of the queue. He's gonna be executed.
Oh no.
So then yeah. So he comes and sees you and says, "I forgot that you were even here."
Yes,
So it
I'd
usually
like,
gets appeals.
yes, I'd like to appeal the ogre's sentence. You probably know which one I'm talking about. The one that apparently, supposedly, ate someone.
No, that wasn't what he's here for.
Oh. Well,
It was because
Wait, he
It's
ate
because-
her. The judge says.
wait, no, I said
It's because he-
supposedly.
oh right, okay.
Supposedly,
He
Your Honor.
Your
he
Honor.
so he is being convicted because he had barrels of dead people, but
Supposedly had barrels of dead people.
those people were the people that
Wait.
from
Save it for the
the
for the
banking
trial.
guild. Oh, I
But
thought
save
this
it for
was
the
the trial.
No, they're not people.
Allegedly.
Stop. Allegedly. Can we just
No,
No,
have a
it's
trial,
fine
please?
because it's the
You know,
banking
it's-
guild.
We need a trial, please. And I'd like witnesses and testimonies and all.
If you're prepared to pay the trial fee, then we'll have a trial.
How much is the trial fee?
100 gold pieces.
Oh, actually, I forget. I'm filthy rich. Of course, I'll pay that.
Very well. Trial is. Okay, the appeal is going to be tabled for 9 in the morning tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay. All right, we've got
And the
time.
execution is tabled for 9:30. So hopefully you make it quick.
Wait, you can't do that, surely. Half
Uh,
an hour for a trial? That could take days. This is a person's life we're talking about.
Why don't we could always pay more for a longer trial, right?
But
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay, well, how much to do that?
Hmm.
You're just making this number up.
He's just like obviously just thinking about how much it'll cost him to get the extension on his house.
Look, I'm sure we can prove his innocence in half an hour. It'll be fine.
All right, fine. I'll do it. I'll push his execution back for a day. Have a
Thank you.
trial tomorrow.
Woo.
Woohoo! Trial, right. Nera, we got prep to do.
Yeah.
We've got to get
Right,
back to
you
the
re-
others.
you
We're
return
going to
back
need
to the
witness
ship.
testimonies.
You return back to the ship.
Right, everyone, listen up. We're going to have to cancel whatever plans you had tomorrow morning. We're now
Why?
going to Cookie's trial,
Were we not going to? Sorry.
and I
we're
need
not-
you all to be witnesses.
Character witnesses.
Character witnesses, yes. And testimonial that the barrels that he had were not human. They were another creature.
Is that like
Wait,
perjury?
what?
Is
I'm
that
not.
thing?
Well, we don't know if they were really human.
I mean, I'm not sure
Did
in
we
all.
see him put them in there?
I'm not sure in good conscience that I can give a positive character witness. But
You just have to tell the truth.
I mean,
but stretch
he
it a
hasn't-
little bit.
has he actually committed a crime here? I mean, you know, those barrels were full of the banking guild lot, right? Like, this was just part of the war.
Exactly.
At worst, maybe indecent handling of biohazard material or some biological waste or whatever, right? Like,
Yes, and that's a fuck.
maybe
Surely that's just a
desecration,
fight.
maybe desecration of a corpse or something. But like, do they give a
Oh,
shit if it was part of the war?
I mean, people get executed for theft here. I think mismanagement of the dead and desecration of the dead would probably earn you a much heavier sentence.
No, because they're
no.
from the banking guild,
Yeah,
so
does it
it's
count?
From the
fine.
bank- That's our play. These are the banking guild people, and everyone will cheer and be like, "Yes, they killed the banking guild."
I don't think that's how that works.
But that's our play. That's going to have to be our play because that's the only way of
I
getting
don't
Cookie out
think
of
I
this.
could do this.
What
Also,
is the consequence of lying in a court here? Does anybody know?
No idea.
Of
I
being
imagine
found to be
that.
lying.
Well, we should just we should
Well,
just
not
ask
lying.
the. Why don't we just
Not
ask the lawyer?
lying.
Why don't we just ask the lawyer that you hired? I'm sure you mean you must have hired one, right? If you've got a trial and stuff sorted,
I couldn't find one, so I'm the lawyer.
you couldn't.
You're fucked.
What?
You're absolutely fucked.
Look, we're not actually lying. They are banking guild bodies.
Yeah,
Also,
However, Cookie just found them. He was trying to take them to the right place.
But he
And
has
then he got-
eaten people.
He hasn't eaten them, and then he got
Okay.
brutalized by the guards for no reason. And then they
So-
didn't give him a fair trial.
So what's the plan for after the trial?
He comes back on the ship, I guess.
Well, the ship we are giving away.
Oh yeah, that's a problem. I don't know. We set him up with a little shop somewhere.
Where he will continue to eat people.
No, we tell him no more eating people.
We
Okay.
told him that when he showed up.
But he didn't eat anyone. He got off the ship. We saw it with our own eyes. He
I'm
got
sure-
off the ship. He walked on the dock, and then he got attacked by the guards.
I'm
as
sure
we were
Don.
leaving.
I'm sure
When
Don.
Guy-
I'm sure Don Iden can put him to work.
Exactly. Exactly. There's going to be battlefields I need cleaning up.
Also, like, I hate to like spoil your fun, but Hanera has a great big poison thing in her body.
Yeah,
we
but that
need
can
to
wait.
fix.
That can wait an hour or two.
We're talking a whole day here.
No, it's not a whole
Like
day.
I thought we were
we-
going to be going tomorrow morning.
I thought we were
Yeah,
leaving
but
tonight.
look, this will last an hour. They'll understand their mistake. They'll let Cookie go, and then we
Why
can
don't
give
you
them
just
the
give
dollar.
them some money
Yeah. I was
That
and let
could
them
also.
go?
Well, if all else fails, yes, I just slipped the judge.
Or
with
maybe
Cookie.
you should go see the judge tonight and give him some money. To look
Now,
favorably on the
That
case
is
tomorrow.
also a crime, I believe.
Only if you get
You were
caught.
concerned about lying. And now you're bribing the judge.
Well, because
it a
I'll be
crime?
trapped
I
in a
didn't even-
courtroom. I'll be trapped in a courtroom, and if I get caught lying, I will be in trouble. Dropping a bribe off on his deck tonight is not going to cause a problem for me
How
because I can just run.
But we don't
How
want to.
about I talk to Don Iden and see if he can give us a bit of a favor here.
Oh, no. Maybe.
Well, if he's going to be working for Don Iden, as Calcifer suggested, then maybe we could, fill him in on this rather than just being, hey, surprise, here's an ogre.
Yes, but we'll still need to go to trials. We still need.
Let's leave the ogre in like in a giant bassinet on his front door, knock the doorbell, and then leg it.
Yeah.
You feel quite confident that Don Iden probably could pull some strings and just get the charges dropped.
I've got to talk to Don Iden tonight anyway.
Wouldn't
So-
it?
So how about I ask him to pull some strings. You can even come with if you want.
Fine. Fine. That probably will work out better than me trying to represent him in a court of law.
Exactly.
But if Don Iden can't help, then you have to come with me tomorrow to the trial.
I'm not testifying, but I'll give emotional support.
Thank you. Thank you. This is a big thing for me.
I've noticed.
Look, it's our fault he's in this mess. We need to help.
No, it's your fault he's in this mess. You're the one that brought him on board, onto our team and suggested, "Hey, yeah, we'll set him up with a shop in the middle of Port Edron."
Hey, look, he was going to try and eat me on that ship. I used my quick reactions to bribe him not to eat me.
And then
That's
you
all.
just let him loose in Port Edron.
I didn't let him loose. He got caught by the guards within an hour, I think.
It was literally
You're
as he
in-
was on the docks.
You're
He got
in-
off the boat with his
Your
barrels of
intention,
dead people.
your intention was to cut him loose in Port Edron then.
Yeah, maybe.
So this is very much your fault here.
I think we're all to blame a little.
I was very much against this, I'm sure.
Look, let's just go see Don Iden and then see what he can do. Okay?
Alright. Okay. Fuck.
Alright. Quite late at night, you have a walk through the glass fair to Don Iden's office. You see him working late at night. You're let in by his assistant, who's just on her way out.
Don Iden, we have a very important favor to ask you.
We have two very important favors to
The
ask.
most important favor.
What is it?
There is an ogre in the fortress who is due to be executed tomorrow.
Yes,
Can
I
you
know.
pull some string? Can you pull a string and get him out?
Why would I want to do that?
Because he's our
assisted-
friend.
No, he assisted in the fight with the banking guild.
He helped get that ship.
Yeah,
Wait, are you being serious?
Yes.
yeah.
Absolutely. And all it
Dead.
costs is 5 gold.
Yeah, dead serious, I'm afraid.
It was surprisingly easy to get him on board, and then Henning, I say, staring daggers at him, convinced him that he would work for us. And
Well,
now he's in prison.
Well, I thought we'd bring him back here, we'll give him a little bit of cash as a startup to start a shop. And then he was attacked on the docks as we were leaving from the island.
You do understand he had barrels full of dead people, right?
They were banking guild people. And
Yeah,
that
they were-
makes it okay.
They were the
Mason-
sailors from the ships.
Are
We
you
were-
serious about asking me for a favor for this?
We
Yes,
were
I'm-
thinking he could help work for you in some capacity, or as some kind of
He's,
laborer.
he's a talented cook.
He's a talented cook.
I mean, you could always do with some muscle, right?
Exactly.
Maybe
Just
keep a
need
bit.
a
I
big
would.
bit
I
of
would
muscle.
maybe keep an eye on him,
Stump.
right? But
Yeah, maybe don't let him out in public.
All
where he
right,
can
all
meet
right.
people.
Maybe put a hand up. I'll see what I can do.
he,
The trial is at 9 a.m. tomorrow.
he's not necessarily a bad guy, right? But he's had a bit of a,
Time.
bit of an ogreish upbringing, if you.
In the fact
Yeah.
that he was an ogre.
Well, yeah. I think he can. I think he can be reformed. He just doesn't really understand.
Fine. I'll take him on. I see. I have the power to take people into the Adventuring Guild rather than execute them. So.
Oh, yeah,
Lovely.
he can be part of the next gang.
Now, Cyan had something to ask you that is also important, I guess.
Remind me, were we already putting in stone the ideas for the spy network? Was the idea I was already talking to him about that, or
I can't remember now. But if you want to just bring it up now, that's cool.
Cool. I'm thinking of setting up a network of covert agents across Adeniera, not Adeniera, Adena and, well, here.
Well, thank you for
with
telling
your
me.
backing. And possibly some help.
He, Don Iden sort of sits back in his chair and thinks a little bit. Who do you have in mind to work for you?
About that. How familiar are you with Azira?
I do not have a clue what that is.
Shapeshifters.
I know of doppelgangers.
Different kinds of shapeshifters. These ones aren't necessarily bad guys. I don't know. I've never heard of a doppelganger. I just, they're people. There's been a lot of them in Ardener that have been facing a lot of persecution. And I was thinking their unique talents could be useful if we were to offer them some lodging or perhaps some assistance.
Make a diplomacy check.
Cool. Legend point time.
Legend.
Did you use both your legend points in the fight?
What fight?
Is it still the same day as this fight from last session?
I don't remember if I used legend points on.
It's alright. You can use
I don't have any tick.
Alright, that's fine.
Okay, diplomacy. $42.
He says, I think that's a good idea. Any extra help we can get is going to help in the war.
Obviously, they won't do things for free, so I was thinking perhaps some assurances of rights and the like, maybe, would be good.
Everyone is an equal citizen in Port Edron under the eyes of the law.
Cool. I was just worrying because, people would be frightened of, shapeshifters living among them.
Well, we can get to that hurdle when we get to it. But for now, I think that that's going to help a lot if you can make it work.
Cool. I will get back to my contacts in Adena when we're next up there.
In the caves, yeah.
Yes.
Very well. Is there anything else? What was your? Oh, by the way, what did you say on the ship? We're planning on leaving. The Navy is planning on leaving tomorrow. So.
Well, we are happy to provide our vessel to support the war, on loan, perhaps. In return, it would be good if you could give us an idea of where to get a slightly more faster ship, a sloop or something to that degree.
Well, as my duties officially come in, well, have officially come in to being the steward of this city, I can make it. I could certainly swap a ship. But what sort of ship did you need? A sloop or something?
A ship that can travel us quickly and has the space to provide what we would need to kind of to have, a selection of weapons that could fight off a ship if need be, but more likely to be able to navigate effectively.
Yeah, more likely just flee.
Well, Don Navigante is in town.
I love Don Navigante. He's cool.
He might he will take you wherever you need to go. He works for me anyway.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. Don't
But if you rather your own ship, I could probably make something work, but it might take a couple of days. And then you'd have to get a crew as well. But John Navigante will you can charter his vessel for quite cheap, I assume.
Okay, right, let's go.
Yes, he'll. I'll put him in contact with you in the morning. He can show you to his ship. But if you are okay with your vessel being used by the Adno Merchant Company, then tomorrow we'll do the handover.
Very
What
good.
time?
In the morning, I presume. But I've got to send off some notices for your ogre friend. So I'll send off the details for that as well.
It's like a wonderful use of his time.
I know.
It's already quite late for him, and he's seeing that there's a couple more hours worth of work to do now.
We are so sorry.
Doesn't he have like secretaries?
He does, but even his secretary was like leaving as you were in. Like he sent her home.
I see.
But I'll be based from the fort from tomorrow, so taking the place of Axos. It's a foolish thing, him deciding to go off on this expedition.
I never understood it, why people who are in charge feel the need to go into battle when they are arguably one of the people you would want to keep, like, alive.
It's
Poor
the
thing.
it's the Ishmaeli way. If you cannot lead a ship, you cannot lead a nation.
It's good for morale
Well-
too. If your leader's with you, then
Okay.
shows they've got confidence. If the leader
But
sends you
also-
off without them, makes you kind of think, oh, I'm not sure they think we're going to come back.
Not trying to put it into the universe, but what do you think it would do for morale if said leader also took a cannonball to the face?
He'd become martyr.
what you
The
hope,
the
at
nation would revolve around him, I
Like
presume.
a statue of him getting like blown in two.
But wouldn't you also have a succession crisis?
There is a legitimate succession laid out.
Okay.
May I ask what that is?
The heads of each of the guilds come together and vote on a new merchant prince. It's quite clear.
I see. Who are they?
All the heads of the guilds.
The bigger. It's like starts jotting a note down on a piece of paper.
Oh my god, Cascus is gonna try and worm his way in.
But until that election, it would be me, the regent, who would be in charge.
Of course. No better fit in all of the lands.
I feel like in his notebook, Cascus just has the word Cascus with a big old crown drawn on top of it. Like a really, really bad crown. Just...
Yeah, that sounds about right.
But obviously, the Adna Merchant Company has 3 merchant princes, one of which is currently away from the board, at least Farroncar. So there would be only 2 on the board, with Taranels from Kelrius. So.
Do let us know if you hear any rumors of her having survived, please. I feel like when she knows it was us, she's gonna come at us very angrily.
Yes. I haven't heard anything, but I'll try to let you know if I do. If I do
Okay,
hear.
thanks.
Well, that being said, I've got to get back to my work. I'm sorry. If there's nothing else.
Nothing
else at all.
Oh, have you had any?
Very well.
Have there been any thoughts about some specific weaponry to deal with the fleet?
I'll leave those decisions to Axos. He's the one who has the navy at his behest.
Oh, I think he mentioned sticking
Grape
a bunch
shot.
of grape shot. Yeah.
Yes, well, he's always been a fan of grape shot.
He really likes grape shot. An unnatural amount of affection for grape shot.
Well, he was one of the heroes of the Battle of Edrin Bay, so which is why he became merchant prince at the age of 17.
The guy.
So he knows his business. Anyway, that being said, yeah, I've got to get back to my work. So I'll see you all in the morning.
All right. Get some sleep.
I'll try. All right, so you leave. Graciously walk back to the docks. Kind of, I guess, looking over your shoulder a little bit, nervous if there's any more Roger assassins out to get you.
I'm more concerned for like guards shouting like exposition at us. Just like, there's another one over there you could pay bail for. I don't know why I'm telling you.
So you return back to the ship. It's quite late at night now, probably about midnight. On the 13th day of summer. Did you want to do anything else before you got some rest, or should we just go to the next day?
I think, yeah.
Next day.
Cool. We'll go to the next
Maybe,
day. Let's have
maybe get started on whatever crafting stuff I'll be going into, but probably won't get far.
Well, let's have a break. We'll come back in 15 minutes then.
All right.
Okay. All right. See you in a bit. Are you leave a comment? Are you team Cookie or team Nookie?
What?
Hello, welcome back. So just before the break, the party were doing things in poetry. We've come to the
Oh, I
next
did
day.
Skyrim.
Yeah, there we go. Concise. On the 13th day of summer, in the 860 after the founding of the city of Lavar, quite early on in the day, you see a few soldiers beginning to move like large crates and stack them up near the ship. You hear a couple of people just talking outside, and after you wake up, you see the eccentrically and well-dressed Don Navigante shouting, "I heard that some of you wish to take part in a voyage."
Yeah, we'll be down in a sec.
Fantastic. Well, my ship is just over there. He points to his vessel, which you took before. I can't remember what the name of it is, so I have to look. Took that.
Is that one we took to Calrius?
Yeah, that's the one you took to Calrius. Listing graciously in the bay. He says, "Meet me on board my ship when you are ready to go."
Right, see you there.
Is he aware that he is going to lose his ship? We don't lose it, but, for a while, not have it.
I think he's got control of more than one ship.
Oh, I suppose, yes.
He's like the ship guy.
Yeah, he's like those people who like motorbikes and have like 6 motorbikes.
I see. He's coming with us as well.
He's gonna be voyaging you to wherever you need to go. You see in the distance, and Henning, as you get up and sort of like look over the deck of the ship, you hear Henberg. You see Cookie freed at the docks next to a embarrassed Don Iden.
I wave to him. I wave.
Cookie sort of just like clambers over the gangplank and
No,
gives you a big hug.
Oh.
I am-
Yes. You freed me.
Yes, Cookie. Yes. Now try not to make any trouble while we're gone.
I'm gonna make you such a nice soup.
Oh, there's no need.
So I'm coming with you.
Oh no, you're staying here with Don Ida.
Oh,
Don Ida's got some work for you. It's going to keep you out of trouble.
he's gonna give me work. Oh well, I cool. And he turns over and looks at Don Iden, who is like, "Yes, I'm going to give you work." It was unsurprisingly easy to get him freed. Bureaucracy, huh?
Good to hear.
I'm imagining Cookie kind of wearing like a Hannibal Lecter mask as well, to, like stop him from biting people.
He's been wheeled in a straitjacket.
Like 5 people having to wheel him around.
No, he looks free. He looks like he wouldn't hurt a fly.
I maybe
Haven't
wouldn't
even
have
had
fly, but
No.
Yeah,
He's
they don't
like,
taste as good
I'd
as-
only dead people and people who attack me.
Perhaps just keep that one to yourself.
So I will do. John Iden says, "Thank you all again for graciously offering up your ship. We'll put in we'll put the money through into your accounts over time."
Mhm.
That being said, the fleet is going to set off soon, so you better get moving.
All right. Yeah, we got the.
Yeah, make sure you brought everything with you, because if this ship goes down, you're losing everything. You see in the distance a number of guards of the Merchant Guard escorting a well-kitted out Axos Kutaban. He's wearing a kind of like cuirass kind of plate body kind of thing, and a sort of traditional Ishmaeli kind of hat. Walk onto the ship and look at you all and say, "Don't worry, I'll take the best care of it. I'm going to be using this ship myself.
All right.
I wouldn't trust it in the hands of any one letter.
Well, I hope all of you are successful in whatever your plans are. But we will meet back again here at some point, and we'll talk about everything that's happened.
At some point in the
Oh.
future.
What were you saying, Cascas? Sorry.
I was just saying I certainly hope so.
Oh, fair enough.
Get them murdered.
Well, he sort of doesn't quite know what to say. He just has a look around the ship and says, "You boy," he just like points to one of the crew members. "Show me to my quarters." He just gets led off.
Guys, you know how we still have 91 of those barrels in the bag?
Oh god. Yes. Yes, Calcifer.
What should we do with them?
Don Iden raises an eyebrow.
Well, we could always throw them down the pit that might still be under the city. Speaking of, what happened with that?
Don Iden says, "We did we did look down in the sewers for anything that related to a giant void, but we couldn't find anything."
Can I show you where it was?
I'm pretty sure you did show us where it was, and it wasn't there when you showed us before.
I don't think that happened.
I think it was your brother. Actually, I think it was your brother that you. Because you went back, didn't you?
I did, but we couldn't get through into the area because there were guards and the merchant prince there.
Oh yeah. Don Iden says, "We've had Magisters look at it. They're unfortunately unable to work out what the hell happened there. As of that cult, most of them had gone by the time we got there."
I would like to see it myself at some point, if that is okay.
Sure. It's all abandoned now. You can go down there whenever.
Okay. I would like to have a look, actually, because that's kind of curious. I want to see what's down there.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you all begin taking your stuff off the ship and just sort of regather, I guess, at the dockside. You see in the bay itself, hundreds of merchant ships gathered. Some very small, or not much larger than fishing vessels, and then some obviously huge, the same size, maybe a bit smaller than your ship. But ready for war, kitted out with the finest cannons, sailors, all looking like they're ready to go to war. A kind of steely expression on their faces, not quite knowing, when they're going to come back. But each person clearly itching for a fight, it seems. Before long, the fleet begins to be led out of the bay by Don Iden. By Axos Kutabans. Axos Kutaban on your vessel. The fleet sort of beginning to coalesce behind him and follow him out the bay, one by one. And you begin to see them disappearing off into the distance as they head off. A number of flags being put up just before you drop off the mast. A number of flags being put off on the top of Axos Kutaban's vessel, sort of saying words such as "Every Ishmaeli will do his duty." And before long, the bay is empty again. So yeah, what did you want to do? You wanted to go off and have a look at that area.
I'd like to look in the sewer. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's all right. Just a second. Anyone? Are you going with anyone else going with you, or just on you?
I'll go
Yeah,
with
I mean,
Cascas.
People can go as much as they want.
All right, so
I-
you.
I'll go sort out the ship while it's doing that.
Okay, cool. You head down into the sewers. Memories coming back to you of Ugo's demise, of Lucian's murder of Ugo, and his having got the better of you, to say the least. As you go down to where you had before, like when you were there before, there were people living down there. It was like a community, which has since been raided and abandoned, and now it's just like a bunch of rubbish, effectively, like old sleeping bags and damp, sort of half-eaten food supplies and all this stuff. Going into Lucian's quarters and where his gang was operating, anything of value has been since ransacked from it. And as you sort of look around, you notice that there's a different feeling than there was before. There was like almost like an oppressive, kind of almost magical aura which surrounded Lucian and his gang. But now it just feels empty, like there was nothing, like none of that ever happened. As you go down to the place where you had been held, and sort of came face to face with that void, you open up the door, expecting there to be a 1,000-foot pit like you saw before. But it just seems to be like a cavern, like a natural rock formation that has since been it's just flat, like maybe a few puddles of water. It's a bit spooky because you remember what you saw, and it was not what was going on here.
This is very peculiar. Maybe Vance. Maybe ask him. Maybe it is here. We just cannot see it.
I pick up a pebble and throw it, I imagine, where I would imagine a void. Just
the pebble just sort of scatters on the floor ahead of you and comes to a stop in the center of the room. Vance appears and sort of kneels down and just sort of traces his hand across the floor. You might have had a point, Cascus, actually. There is something strange here. A lingering magical aura.
I find it. The map we saw, it had lots of pits all over Arcade. Those pits don't just disappear.
It might have been closed. That's what it seems like.
By whom? The only people who were here were the merchant company. They locked it up pretty good, if I remember correctly.
maybe the cult closed it.
Why would they do that?
Stop people from finding it.
Vance sort of hovers his hand just above the floor and sort of kneels down. You watch as his hair begins to kind of stand on end, and the flicker of fire that usually surrounds him begins to almost cast a glow, almost like a projection on the walls around. He's almost like psychically linking with you, just to show you maybe what's happened in this room.
All of us, what you're saying.
Yeah, just all of you as you're standing there. There's a projection of what seems to be Lucian. You remember him wearing that mask, the sort of scarred purplish skin beneath the mask, right up next to you, just sort of walking past, almost like a ghost, like a sort of like a hologram, walks towards where the pit was. He kneels down and says, "My lord, what would you have me do? This is the only place I can speak to you." After a few seconds, there's a deep rumble which comes from the cavern. Close this one. Open up 100 more. Says, my lord, I could not speak to you if there was not a rift open. After a while, the voice returns saying, leave no trace. Disappear. Then you see Lucian nod and say, of course. The projection disappears. Vance says, that was not the voice of anyone I know.
Does
Is
it
it the
sound like
voice
the voice of the person that Cyan heard in the tunnels of what's it called?
What,
Underneath.
the old guy?
The old guy,
The cloaked guy?
Mm.
No.
Does it seem like anything you might know of, Vance?
No. This magic is linked to the gloom somehow. Nyx appears, and she says, I recognize the voice, but I can't quite work out whether it is Nalsamel's voice or whether it is Vesh's. Seems like a mix of the two.
Vasquez, when you last saw the portal, it was like all tentacles and eyes, right?
Yes, it was pretty horrific.
I might be wrong. I don't think Narsamel would. This is just a hunch. I don't think Narsamel would be a giant mass of eyeballs and tentacles.
What was the other name you mentioned, Nix?
Vesh.
Yes.
Vesh was one of the wardens who oversaw the gloom.
That is correct. I that is, yes.
If it's just to do with the gloom, I would suspect Vesh, to be honest.
What happened? All the Guardians, the one I met, it seemed fairly. Well, it was hidden. It was not very powerful, but it was reasonable.
It had been corrupted by Vesh, by a stone that we found buried within its circle. Vesh's power to corrupt is great, and the wardens themselves usually had the ability to stand against him, as did I. But in the time after I was deposed by Narsamel, clearly the wardens were vested.
And it is most troubling.
It is Vesh who, when Vesh wanted to take over, it was because Vesh did not want to be trapped in the gloom anymore. I can imagine that a lot of this is his doing.
You mean all of this might just be his own vain attempts at escaping?
Yes, he was mad. Don't get me wrong. And then when we trapped him in that prison, it will have only contributed to his madness.
A prison within a prison.
Exactly. But until we get back to the gloom, I can't say anything else. I don't know. I can only speculate.
Well, this has provided me with more questions than answers. But thank you for giving me a view of the hall.
Lucian, whoever he was, he had a connection to the gloom, clearly. An ability to maybe even open rifts.
Is that possible?
I don't know.
Seems
Maybe
to be what the other voice wanted.
If he has an ability to open rifts, I mean, there's no amount of damage, which is too little, that he could do.
I've always wondered how the rifts open in the first place. There are many that come before, and I am unsure if it is agents like Lucian who are responsible for them. It feels slightly more primal, almost.
Well, Nyx sort of sits herself down on a piece of wood that's nearby, and says, "When I was in charge of the gloom, we had no contact with Erd, not for 10,000 years. In my entire existence, we never heard of anyone who had gone back or managed to have any contact with anyone. Occasionally, we had people who arrived, people who had been quote killed with shade steel weapons, but the ability to travel to and from the gloom, that's something that's happened after, since my death, so to speak." It shows that whatever barriers that existed between the gloom and Erd, they have since been whittled away.
I wonder how we can make the barriers strong again. I feel like that is part of any solution here.
I think that would involve
Defeating those agents, yes.
Yeah, defeating Narsamal and Vesh. And reversing things, but this is something that's been on my mind for a while. What happens to you next if we heal the rifts?
I don't know.
Are you going to be stuck on either way, or?
Well, I don't even know what my situation is right now. I don't know whether I'm dead or alive. I mean, a perfect solution would be that things stabilize and don't get worse. But if I have to block the gloom off and that's what it takes, then I'll do that.
But what would you want?
I think I lost the luxury of deciding that when I lost to Narsala.
Cyan looks very visibly distressed at this line of conversation, and is just gonna kind of cough awkwardly, try and move the conversation along.
Well, maybe we should leave here. It is not good to dwell in dark places.
Quite, Vance says.
Yeah, I mean,
So you're gonna head back
yeah,
up
just
to
have a
the.
long look over the abyss. Curious. Move on a bit.
So you return back to the overworld. Put a drink. Any last bits you wanted to do? Let's
Oh,
for
yeah,
posterity's sake. Oh god.
He's going to put out a kidnap warrant for his father.
With who?
with like bounty hunters. I don't know.
You can put a price on his head, but
Well, like not dead or alive, just alive.
Right.
Dead or alive.
And they'll shall I ask them to go put them? Can I figure that out in a bit?
yeah, that's fine. Okay. So yeah, are you planning on heading off today? Or?
I think so. Yeah, we want to go ASAP.
Yeah. No?
We're
All
on a
right.
bit of,
So
we're
you,
on a bit of a short time frame with an error now, so
yeah,
kind of need
yeah,
to.
Hanera,
Yeah,
you
most
noticed that
guys.
your wound has sort of spread a little bit today, kind of covering like say
Yeah.
the upper half of your arm.
Not any spells or anything I can do to get rid of it, or at least like make it stop, for like delay it. Oh,
There may well be, but this is ancient. It's ancient magic. Kibel will probably be the best person to know about that when you
yeah.
get there.
Okay, we'll just go there.
All right. So, go on.
By the way, I have moved across most of the loot that we got from the vault into the bag of holding, excluding a few things that either weren't in the compendium or are just kind of like, for example, magic wand holding 5th level spell.
Yeah.
But yeah, doesn't say what spell, so figure that out later.
Okay. Yeah.
Thanks. Thank you.
That just means you can just like put one in of your choice if you want.
That's the one that we
alright.
know.
Yeah. When you have access to.
Cool.
All right. So, yeah, you do the last sort of bits of business in Port Edgeron. Before you arrive on the deck of Don Navigante's ship. Alright, it's been a while since I've seen all of you. I've heard that you've made yourselves very famous since I last saw. Keep having victories.
Yeah, we try.
Well, hopefully I'll get some of that luck.
Maybe if you just stay around us at all times, it'll just rub off on you.
This makes a good point.
Alright, so
Well-
down to business.
Yes, where are you off to then?
We're looking to get to Lenora fast as we can.
Lenore as fast as you can. Well. It's been a while since I've been to the even around those areas, but I know the way.
If the vessel has somewhere I can go to do some work, then that'll be ideal.
Oh, sure, yeah. You've all got cabins.
All right.
Don Iden spoke to me. He told me that the adventuring guild would sell any debts. So just enjoy yourselves for the journey. Depending on the weather, it should take us 5 days or so.
All right.
Well, we'll be heading off soon, so I'll see you about.
Okay.
So you get introduced to your cabins. Clean. Generally, yeah, pretty good. The food is going to be about average. But they're comfortable enough rooms, and it shouldn't be too long.
Cool.
So it's not long before you begin to set off. Heading off into the bay, seeing the city of Port Edgeron vanish on the horizon as you head out to sea. Where are we? All right. Was there anything specific you wanted to do on this day? Anyone? Any downtime stuff?
Yeah, I wanted to. No, wait, hold on. I don't think it's been a week since I tried to learn the other spells. So I will wait. How long have we been? It's been like 3 days, hasn't it? Yeah, I'll just faff about.
I'd like to do some crafting, get some runes inscribed, start working on the others.
Cool.
Ones that
Yeah,
I
you
can
know.
do.
You know what you're doing for that.
Yeah, I think I can auto succeed.
Cool.
So,
All
should
right.
be good.
Cassius, what were you thinking about?
I was having a look through a couple of things. I don't think there's anything explicit that he wants to do. I think he's done a lot of it for Edrin, and hopefully that will take over.
Mhm.
Maybe like observe, kind of watch Calcifer do his thing. Definitely won't aid because I'm not very helpful, but just to kind of like learn a little bit about it because he doesn't really understand it.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Cyan, just as you're sat in your cabin, Nex appears.
Oh, hello. Hi.
Did hi, can we talk?
Yeah. Sure, we can talk.
I'm sorry if I upset you earlier.
It's fine. It's fine. You didn't upset me.
I've been just thinking a lot, and the reason I've not been pressuring you to go to the Gloom is because I'm not sure that it won't be the last time we have a chance to hang out, you know?
Yeah. It's strange. It's not even like saying goodbye to family because they have somewhere you can go to see them. It's like you just weren't here.
I always have been here.
And
It's not going to change how I feel.
I know.
It's not going to change our friendship.
I know that it's my whole life I didn't have friends. They thought I was weird because I could talk to you and you could talk to me. And Mum and Dad, they were off doing their own thing. I just had you, and that was every day. Every single day I had you just there in the back of my head, and it feels like I'm going to lose a very significant part of me when you're gone.
Things have changed. You've got friends.
It gets difficult to tell sometimes.
They're going to help out your people's city on your behalf.
I
They
know.
care.
I know they do. It's just, it's difficult to hear it sometimes. You know, it's. Cascus likes to build everything up behind these facades and walls, and he likes to keep up appearances. Calcifer is duty first and everything second, because everything is duty to him at the moment. Just until he can get his wife back. Henning is Henning. And Hanera's alright. Hanera's easy to pin down where she is. Sometimes, I think. I could be wrong. Easier than the others because they like to hide things. Hanera doesn't really do that. Very honest. Unless we're doing a heist. Then she's not honest.
Once
But-
the gloom is settled, the world will be a bit more peaceful, hopefully. And you can just retire, I guess. Just do whatever you want. It'll be worth it.
It's like my whole life's been a storm, and it's ending. The storm's going away, and I don't know how I'll cope with the quiet.
Well, we'll deal with that when we get there.
Okay,
I'm still going to be around for a while.
I know. I'm scared.
All right. So the ship continues on its course. Can someone roll me a d20, please?
Someone else. Someone else want to do it?
I can do it.
Yeah, go on, Henning.
1.
Oh.
Roll.
Let's see. You continue. Where are we? Day 2. Let's see. So, a long night of restful sleep for the most of you as the ship goes off. Hanera, during the night, you are awoken again and again by kind of pain, sort of hot flashes, and very strange, almost feverish dreams, where you feel like the Kaiada is trying to reach out to you. Just a sort of anxious, vulnerable feeling.
Yeah, okay.
But each time you awaken, you remind yourself that you're at sea. The Kaiada can't get you. She's not real.
Mm. Yeah. Can I take the antidote that we have?
You can take an you can take an antidote.
I just feel like I'd give it a go, even though I
Yeah.
don't think it's gonna work. Just,
Yeah, you can down it. It does give you a bit of relief. Like you do feel a little bit better afterwards. But it wears off after maybe half an hour or so. Like it's very difficult to get a relief from the sense of this poison continuing. You sort of have memories of hearing about myths and legends about silent route.
Hmm.
It was the poison of the legendary like assassins back in the day of the Age of Gods.
Yeah.
It was almost like regarded as a very peaceful way of going, but that's only after like a week of not so much peace.
Mhm.
But then again, so yeah, day 2.
Feel
So-
grumpy.
Anyone particularly wants to do today?
Continue crafting.
Cyan's gonna find penning.
Okay.
Probably just moping on the top of the deck about something.
What's the matter?
I was hoping Cookie took it out.
Feel like shit, one cookie back.
Just thinking about my old life a little bit. Anyway, can I help you? Something you needed.
I kind of wanted to brief you on things.
Okay, like what?
This kind of goes for Vance too. He probably is listening this very moment.
I guess get my sword out and hold it around. He's probably listening now.
Yeah, when we get to big city, he's gonna need to just stay hidden at all possible times.
Yes, we've been doing that, haven't we?
Yeah, it's just triple checking. He's not on good terms with the people there.
Well, I don't want to speak for Vance, but I assume Vance is probably well aware he's not their favourite person. Would Vance even be recognised at this point?
By the elves?
Yeah.
I was more on about the Azira.
Yeah, I mean, he probably won't be recognized, but it's probably not so great if he just like announces who he is.
Hello, it is I.
It is
Zormakar.
Zormakar!
He
Back again.
you hear just a voice coming out of the sword saying, "Don't worry, I have no intention of getting that involved."
Cool.
Yes, you just say nicely tucked up in the sword.
Also, I'm going to have to ask this of everyone eventually. I'm gonna kind of make the rounds. I need everyone's surefire word that they tell literally no one where we're going or where to find where we're going when we leave.
Good idea.
Sorry, tell no one?
As in, like, the city, like the Azira city, isn't meant for outsiders.
So
Yeah,
don't tell anyone. Sorry,
Don't-
this is me speaking to you because my Discord is not working and I can't really hear you very well.
Yeah.
So don't
yeah,
tell anyone. Okay, that's
don't-
fine.
It's like no family, nothing. It's I'm already breaking the biggest rule we have, bringing the lot of you over.
We've already been
Mhm.
here, no?
No, the hidden city.
Oh, I see.
It's called the hidden city because it's hidden.
Well,
Yeah.
I can, yes.
Well, your secret is safe with me. There's a little lips sealing.
Yes.
What do you want to do with this hidden city?
Well, I was meant to go there a while ago because that's where I was meant to do a ritual before the attack. On top of that, it's where my dad is and the tribal leaders. And if I can get their help in taking down Ignis and finding my mother, maybe even for this spy network, I need to get there. It's a very important place.
Very well. I will help as I can. But if there are cliffs of diamonds, I cannot promise I will not do something about it.
We're not doing that again, please. That went so well the first time. I don't think they do diamonds down there. I think that's just because there were lots of diamonds in that area in the first place. I could be wrong. I've never been there.
Ah,
Yeah, it's not that diamonds are like just an Azera thing.
Yeah, like Azera just love diamonds.
They actually just they just poo diamonds.
Yeah.
Why is this,
Cascus's eyes. I could enslave these people so hard.
why is this foreigner so interested in our poo? It's weird.
I mean, like, the Azera in, like, that big old mountain city were kind of just putting diamonds everywhere, really. There were so many of them, so... I mean, if that's their poop, then... Ugh.
Is that fully abandoned now?
Oh, God.
Forever? Or...
Is there a place that you went to before?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they abandoned it afterwards.
Just thinking if it's abandoned for good, then... And there's some hefty local resources.
Yeah, I mean, it is right in the middle of enemy lines right now. So.
Yeah, true.
All right, can someone roll me a d20 for today?
Sure. That's a 6.
Okay. A spot of bad weather as you start to come through the Rodrin Gap. Just a second. So the next day passes. So it's 15th day of summer now. This is when the Banking Guild were originally going to leave Imiana. So you get here after the end of that day. Anything you wanted to do today?
Finish off my armbands of athleticism.
Okay.
Though I can just auto success that with assurance.
Cool. Awesome. You're keeping yourself busy. That's good.
do we see any ships at all ever?
It's you've seen like one or two elven fishing vessels sort of in the horizon, but not so much in terms of traffic. It's a bit busier as you're coming through this area here, but coming from Port Edron north, there wasn't that many ships coming through. But yeah, there's been a bit more traffic over the last day or so, but the weather's also been a bit bad, so the visibility's not been as great. But the seas begin to open up again as you pass the fort of Euthoria. You see it far in the distance, an elven fortress owned by House Rexus on the cliff.
Euphoria, did you say?
Yeah, Euthoria. There's one here.
Yeah.
I just see a big 50k blocking the
Yeah.
word.
What's euphoric about it?
Oh, okay.
Sorry, go on.
It's like camp happy or like it's like a big old prison with like name like camp happy.
Ask Don,
That's all.
the Don if he knows what it means. Like, why is it called euphoria?
It's called Euphoria. It's not Euphoria.
Oh, I thought it was euphoria, as in, this is amazing. I'm feeling so euphoric.
No, it's Euphoria. It's where Thor's from.
Nice.
Don Navaganti says, I don't have a clue. I just like the seas, not the land.
You've suddenly developed a strange accent.
It's the salty sea air again.
Keeps doing this.
I don't know how none of you aren't getting it.
I am not sure how to do your pirate accent with Kaskis. It's very confusing for my eye.
Yeah.
Cascas, are you having a stroke?
What is a stroke?
I don't know what he means.
Oh god, he can't even
The sea
remember it.
is changing all our voices.
Oi, now this sea ain't done do nothing to anyone, you hear me?
Why have you suddenly become a farmer?
Oh, what? No, you're the farmer.
That's more a farmer.
All right, can someone roll me a d20 for the next day, second to last bit?
Go on, who's gonna do it?
D20, I'll do it. Unless someone else has already done it.
Roll the damn dice.
7.
Okay, still bad with that.
That's probably a good thing, though. I mean,
Yeah.
unless we get capsized. It's not
Yeah, it's not
necessarily a
really,
bad
really
thing.
bad with that. Just a bit slower, but it's fine. Right, the last day of travel. Anything you wanted to do on your last day? You should be getting into Lenora sort of by maybe 3 or 4 in the afternoon.
Is it worth just having a quick chat about what
No.
our plan is when we get there?
I imagine catch up with Cadell. I could try raising him on the flute and seeing if there's any updates.
It's a good idea.
I will attempt to finish my crafting a reinforcing rune onto a rune stone. But I cannot auto-succeed this one, so I have to make a check today. That is a crafting check. And it's got the eyepiece. Do not use assurance. Plus 20. Need a 27. And
27.
nice. I was gonna say legend point, but then I realized I'd already clicked roll, so it's too late. Cool.
Yeah, you are. Awesome. Right, anything else from anyone? Last bits on the ship. Did you say you wanted to have a talk about what you wanted to do?
Yeah, well, maybe it might be helpful just to kind of figure out.
Okay, so you all meet up down below deck, just to go over what your plans are. So obviously you remember that Cadell isn't going to be at Lenora. He's going to be in Lunarion, which is like a day's travel outside Lenora.
Mm.
And that's sort of like in between you and the
Teleportation.
the
thingy.
teleportation circle. Yeah.
Yeah, can't we just ask him to meet us here? At the
We
pool.
can't come into Lenora.
But, like, outside
Not-
it.
Well, he might be more comfortable coming into Lenora now that Darren Cardis is.
I can raise him on the flute.
Yeah, I thought maybe we could ask just meet outside Lenora, and then it would just be easier because we don't have to walk there.
I mean, we're going to have to go that way regardless at some point anyway to pop to the teleportation circle.
Yeah, well, not if we have to go to the Thel because he can't heal me. So, if he was met us there, it'd save 2 days if we had to go back.
Yeah, I think we should prioritize it.
But I can buy a teleportation scroll in Laura, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that will.
Okay. I'll raise him on the flute.
No, the teleportation scroll is uncommon, so you'll have to find someone specific, like Silver Shadow might be able to. sell it to
Yeah,
you.
that's what I was thinking.
She might want something for it though as well.
I'll give her some money. Okay.
Um,
Money
want
can
the
be
hex
exchanged for goods and services.
Teleportation is the powerhouse of the. Yeah. Right. So in that case, the last day.
I'm gonna call
Oh yeah. Go on.
Cadell.
Oh, you're gonna give Cadell a whistle.
Yeah.
All right. So an apparition of Cadell appears after a few moments. He looks like he's been going through a few books. His kind of colourful hair, looking a bit matted. You called?
Hi. We're gonna be in Lenora fairly soon. We were just wondering. First of all, would it be easier for you to come to us in Lenora, or do you want us to come to you?
It's much better if you come here. There's some things I need to go over with you, and it's best that we do that in this of us.
Okay. Second of all, have you got like any updates on how to fix Panera?
I have. But you're not going to like it.
Oh, great.
What is the update? Just tell me.
I think it's better if you come visit.
Oh, for God's sake. Okay.
I would explain more, but you can never tell who is talking, who's listening over the airwaves.
It's an airwave.
It's a wave of air.
Okay.
How we're communicating.
Yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory, actually, really, isn't it?
Imagine
I
a ship,
didn't-
like you're on a ship, that's a water wave.
I didn't know. I thought it was some weird magic heebie-jeebies because we're using magic right now.
It's the four elements. You've got water waves, you've got air waves, you've got fire waves, and earth
I've
waves.
never seen a fire wave.
Yeah, you don't want to, let me tell you. That being said, I will explain more. Trust me, okay? It's better that we talk at the Savas.
Okay.
Right.
Cool. So I imagine...
Isolde says hi as well.
Hi, Isolde.
They say hi.
Right. Okay. So I think when we land in Lenora, it's head straight there, maybe? Or unless we've got things we want to do in Lenora. You said you wanted to go shopping, right?
I do want to...
Yeah.
Yeah, I do want to pay Lorandon a visit.
It would be
Little
good
chat.
to get a scroll of teleport for maybe 2 scrolls of teleport. So if we have to go to Zathal, we don't have to walk all the way back here to get the scroll of teleport if it doesn't work. And then also they're just good to have.
It'll be pretty handy.
You also because Lunarion's quite close to Lenora. You could like a couple of you could just go straight to Cadell, and then a couple of you could just stay in Lenora. But it's no big. And then you could just meet up back there later.
Yeah,
it's
I
like
don't mind staying in Lenora. I'll go
because
with...
the teleportation circle isn't going to work until the 25th anyway.
Yeah.
So you've got like quite a long period until then.
Try and do some stuff with Loranican and drum up some business.
Lorandon.
City. Randon, sorry.
It's my fault. I called him Laroccan.
It's spreading.
Oh.
He's not even a similar character to Laroccan. They're just similar names.
Yeah. All right. Well, the last day. Can someone just give me a? How many? Hang on. How many things have we done here? 2, 3. Yeah, we need a fourth. I need a fourth one for this last day. D20, please.
/R1D20. Fuck yeah, 18.
Oh, cool. Yeah, the weather starts to clear up as you come into Lenora. Once again, the statue of Eretsa in the bay, the prophet, in front of the palace of the prophets. You know the deal. It's not been long since you've last been to Lenora. Don Navigante, as he approaches in the bay. What a beautiful city these elves make. Arr.
Have you been before?
I've never been in. Just sailed past a few times.
You should come in and enjoy the sights.
Oh no, it's right. I don't like elves.
Oh. Okay.
Well, anyway.
I just glanced towards Hanera.
I mean, I also look like an elf.
That's this end of the journey. So there's a rowboat. See you later.
Oh, great.
You've been mighty fine guests, but now we gotta turn back.
Well, you're not staying to pick us up. When we, I thought we were going to be using this vessel a long time.
Well, how long are you gonna be?
Well,
Like a month.
yeah.
Month?
Yeah, you were meant to stay here for a month.
Donald never told me that.
And don't
Hey,
I?
look, ooh.
We gave away a prized vessel, and in my understanding, exchange for another one.
We've been had.
We were
It's
expecting to
scammed.
use your vessel for the long term.
Wait, so I have to stay here for a month?
Yes, you've got to ingratiate yourself with elves.
I'm sure we can commission a vessel from here when we
No.
need to.
No, he's got to unlearn his prejudices and come to terms with elves.
How about this? I'll go to Kelrius. If you need a trip back, go to Kelrius.
What?
Why are you so scared of elves?
I'm not scared of elves. I'm worried about them
Why are you worried about elves?
because they don't like me very much.
Why don't they like you very much?
It's because you're a racist.
Is it because you're a racist?
No, it's
You
because
were racist, Farah.
because I'm renowned for sinking a lot of elf vessels back in the day.
Oh. So you're worried they'll just stab you in the middle of the night?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, that's kind of fair, to be honest.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, yeah, I can't guarantee you too long. I can wait here, but if it's a month, maybe. Say that.
How
Alright.
much gold? How much gold do you need?
Well, it's not really a question about gold. I just like sailing.
I don't think we need to keep him here, right? There's plenty of ships around Lenora we can just hire.
Yeah, and if you have a teleport, then you should.
Yeah, we might not even need. Might not even need ships. At some point.
It would be good to get a teleport ring sorted.
Yeah. So John Navigante says, I am usually based in Kelrius, so if you need anything, get in touch with someone in Kelrius, and then I can come pick you up. But I don't really feel so comfortable about staying.
Well, be careful in Kelrius. I don't know if you know, but there are forces marching on the city. And frankly, I do not see how they challenge it effectively.
Alright, well, yes, I've got to see for myself.
If you go to Calrius and you see something in the sky, just sail away. Sail away. Sail away. It's not worth
God's
it.
sake.
Sail
What is
away,
the-
sail away, sail
What
away.
does the H and M mean?
So that's just for my own notes, but so H means the army's holding in place,
Right.
and M means they're marching.
Okay.
And every week on the Sunday of each week, basically, I update it and see where they've gone.
Mhm.
So this is like the last reported locations, and like how many people were there.
Cool.
Cool. All right. So you arrive in the city of Lenora, having been dropped off by John Navigante, who says his goodbye, and quite quickly turns the vessel around and sails off.
All right.
In the central district.
Better try these armbands out and see how quickly I can row us back to shore.
It feels interesting to be back so quickly. The city of Lenora already looking a bit different. A lot of soldiers are stationed around. People signing up and getting like a spear and some armor. The defense of the city at an utmost priority. Large wagons being sent to the front, filled with grain made from hex weaves, flour. What did you want to do? Head straight off, or did you want to hang around? Or...
Well, I thought a couple of us were staying anyway. Is that right?
It's your choice.
Yeah, I would like to go speak to Laroccan. So, Lorandon.
All right. How about let's leave off here then for this session.
Okay.
With you just having arrived at Lenora, and then we'll see. We'll get on from next session. Back in the city. All right.
Okay.
Thanks, buddy.
Right. Thank you very
Cool.
much for the
Thanks for
session.
playing. No, it's
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, we're getting there. Right. Well, thanks for playing. I'll see you all next time.
Okay. See you next week, rock and rollers, but not
You
that
fucker.
because it's actually Lorandon. Okay, bye. Lorandon rollers.